sorry for the interruption, but that is very much a part of life here. Just we're sitting on the front porch of our house right now, and it is not surprising at all that in the 5 minutes that we were filming the video, somebody would stop by and say hello. It's just very much a part of the culture to walk down the street and stop by and say hello to the friends and neighbors. Mm-hmm. But what we were talking about somebody. It's very common for a nickname to kind of describe what somebody looks like or where they're from. Like Moreno is a very popular one for someone with darker skin, or Flaca would be for a skinny woman, and that's just what the people of the town would know them by.
It's sort of shocking at first because it's very typical that the color of your skin and your body weight would, like, adjectives to describe skin color and body type are your nickname, and that is so different from the States. I would never say, "Oh, hey, fatty," but sometimes like that is a nickname here, gordita, and it's very interesting.
Yeah, getting called Americano at first was very like, okay, we get it, like we're the Americans in town, but like now I'm kind of getting used to the fact that that's how they refer to each other, and it's not out of the norm at all for them to yell Americano from down the street at us. It's not derogatory. It's not like,
they're just describing us.
But yeah, some of the other challenges. What else were we going to talk about?
Feeling how sometimes you feel like you're feeling around in the dark because we're just so foreign here. It's like, and everyone else was born here or has been here for most of their life, and they've never had to explain why they go to the hospital in the closest city and not the clinic here. And so when we ask that question, it's sort of startling and they don't quite know how to answer it. So then we feel weird for asking it, like, did we say something wrong, or like, why is that hard to explain? So it's definitely like feeling around in the dark. Like, we have no idea what topics are taboo, what topics are normal, what topics need more probing. I mean, we're just literally starting from square one, like knowing nothing about not only the culture but the town. So
another thing that can be tough to navigate, especially as we're getting integrated, is just kind of the lack of precision, or the lack of precision in the culture here. And I don't know, everything is just always very like, oh, we'll figure it out as we go, or like, we'll see you around this time or around that time. I've started hanging out at the baseball field a little bit to get to know some of the youth in the town, and the baseball coach told me practice starts at 4, and so I was like, perfect. I showed up at 4 o'clock for practice, and they had already picked teams and were like trotting out onto the field as I pulled up. So they threw me on a team, and I took my position in the field, which was awesome. Like, first of all, just playing out there in the field with everybody is like, you like feel like you're in the movie The Sandlot. It's surreal. It's pretty cool. But we played, and I kept asking, how many innings are we going to play? And they kept saying, oh, we don't know. And it turns out the answer is they play until it gets dark. So at the end of practice, as we were heading home, they're like, all right, let's start early tomorrow. Let's start at 2 o'clock. And I was like, okay, I'll come back. I'll see you guys then. So I show up at 2 o'clock sharp, and the field's totally empty. There's nobody there. I was like, okay, I guess I missed the memo. I guess practice got pushed back. So I'm riding my bike back to the house, and I recognize a couple of the players walking towards the field, so I stop and start walking with them, and they're like, oh yeah, we're walking to practice now. I was like, there's nobody there, but we kept walking, and we stopped by the baseball coach's house. He's there. We ended up sitting on his back porch, eating some mangoes for a while, meet his wife. He goes to go pick up his milk to deliver it to the dairy center for the day, and we continue on to the baseball field. We get there. We're at 2:45 at this point. We're still the first people to the field. The rest of the players slowly come kind of trickling in, and the baseball coach shows up about 4:15 with the rest of the equipment, and we don't start practice until 4:30. And I don't know, Long story short, it's just an adjustment, kind of getting used to the lack of precision. And it's not that everything always runs early or everything definitely doesn't run late. Most stuff does run on time, but just in general, there's less precision in the culture here than we were used to in the U.S.
You're talking about investigative.
Yeah. So as we're kind of doing this community diagnostic, we're spending so much time just trying to get good information and understand the community. And it occurred to me that we're kind of doing the job of an investigative journalist, and so I thought it would be a good idea to get online and kind of see if there were some tips or some pointers for investigative journalists. And yeah, I definitely feel like we're kind of in that role, just to give you a little bit of a sense for kind of what we're doing. And just basic stuff like asking open-ended questions, never cut somebody off, always let them finish their thought, embrace the silence, let them kind of think through things as you're asking them. You'll be amazed what great information you can pick up.
So that's a little bit about the community diagnostic. So toward the end of that, we're going to meet with whoever our project partners are. Mine will be the principal, his will be the president of his association, and kind of present our findings and explain, based on this information we found, we think these projects line up well with our skills and the needs of the community. And a big focus is sustainability. So even if, say, I see a need in the community that I would love to help with, if the people aren't interested in that and it's not going to be sustainable after I leave, then that's not a good use of my time here, because we've only have 2 years and we really want to focus on things that are sustainable and can make a long-term change. So we're also in our community diagnostic is our sector diagnostic, which mine's education and his is community economic development. So we'll be taking deep dives into and I'll be taking a deep dive into the education system and figuring out, what's the teaching like here, why are the kids behind in literacy, why are there 16-year-olds in second grade, and
I'll be talking to the organization that I'm working with, primarily the Dairy Farmers Association, but also just talking to local business owners about access to credit and savings habits and what kind of accounting practices they use, just getting a sense for how businesses are run here.
Yep, so that's it.
Yeah, the whole process is exhausting, being on all the time, but at the same time, sometimes it's hard to really gauge whether you're being productive or whether you're really working, because so much of it is just getting coffee with the neighbors or hanging out with the kids at the baseball field. It's I don't know, it's hard to describe. It can be exhausting, but it's a lot of fun, and this particular community makes it easy, because I don't know, everybody's just so hospitable and friendly and welcoming. We're blessed to be in such a great community, and are really excited to continue on. That was a long post, but thanks for bearing with us, and I definitely hope to talk to everybody soon.
Adios.